right, so we just finished that amazing performance. How was that?
It was fun. It was a little emotional.
I was gonna say, it's very like, how was
Yeah.
that for you? I would be on stage bawling like circus.
Low key, I almost did, but you know, it's not the first time I've performed where like a song where it got me to that emotional state. So I just try to remember, let me just hit the notes, let me say the words and get them out and get through it, and then I can go home. Like I say, he's gonna cry when he get in the car. Like, he's gonna go cry in the car.
How, like, for you as an artist, how is it for you to be vulnerable on your music, like on your tracks? Because I know, like, a lot of artists are kind of scared to do that.
It took me a while to get there because I used to like really code everything in the songs. And even now I still code hella stuff. It's like, I like to leave like breadcrumbs. But now I'm way more comfortable being more vulnerable. And I just think that just comes with time in general in life and realizing that none of this stuff really mattered anyway. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be me and do me and express what I have to express, because the fear of vulnerability just comes from like your ego and how you want people to view you. Yeah. You don't want people to see certain parts of you. You want to keep certain parts hidden and protect certain parts from like trauma, etc. But once I realized that it doesn't matter, and my job as an artist is to make sure that people know that there's someone out there who understands, someone out there who's going through stuff as well, and that you can relate to. So once I got that, it's like bigger than me. Yeah. So then like, let me go ahead and be vulnerable on my records and open up more and more. And I'm looking forward to doing that even more as I continue.
Yeah. With this song, did you specifically wanted to do it with like the guitar?
That actually just happened. I wanted to do an acoustic version, and then Sean and I met at this random event, and we connected, me and him and Caly, and we were at the house chilling, and I was like talking to my manager on the phone, and I was like, yeah, we're trying to figure out the acoustic situation for like what we're gonna perform. And then he was like, he had brought his guitar anyway because we were supposed to like just jam out. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wait a second, we might could like do this. This was just a few days ago. This was, I want to say like day before yesterday or like 3 days ago. And I was like, bro, if you want to do this, like I'm down. So we went in and I chopped out everything but the sample and maybe some bass. And then we ran through it a couple of times on the acoustic and on the electric. Mm-hmm. And it just sounded incredible because Sean's just that good. Yeah. And yeah, he was really good. Like I feel like me and him really, really connect. Mm-hmm. And so, yeah, it was just like, I love acoustic performances and I've always wanted to do it. I've done a couple before, but nothing like this close to me. Yeah. So I was glad it happened that way. And I feel like that's the way it's been in my life in general lately, is like I meet people and we're immediately hella dope. Yeah. And I just feel like that's a reflection of where I'm in my life and how comfortable I am with myself. So it allows other people just to see me fully, and then I can find my people, like my tribe, like, you know what I'm saying? And this is just another example of that, so.
Yeah, I know we haven't like fully heard the final masterpiece of it all, but how was it, like while you were performing, how was it hearing it back?
Not gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you. It sounds incredible, man. It sounds really great. I was trying to hold it together emotionally, but I feel like I got where I needed to go and I did what I needed to do. This is something I didn't want to over rehearse. Yeah. I didn't want to over practice. Even me, I listen to the song, rap the song all the time, know the words, but I didn't know exactly what notes I was going to do throughout the chorus or whatever. Even the hook I just came up with, yesterday and on the way here. Like, I just feel like I wanted it to come natural. And luckily, it came together right, because I feel like, again, once you step out there, God, life, the universe meets you halfway. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, let me step out there, let me do this from the heart. And it ended up sounding incredible, man. Shout out to Sean.
Yeah, no, it sounded amazing. I'm actually excited to see like the final sessions. You don't practice, you said you didn't practice it or whatever. How did you like stay with the flow and like keep the verses going? Because I would like fumbled on all those.
Yeah. I was really trying to make you a rapper, so never mind. That's out. But no, I think that staying with the verses was the only difficult part. Again, was the vulnerability and getting emotional. But other than that, the words mean so much to me that I have the words like ingrained in my like soul, like, you know? So even if I like may mess up on a word or two, it's the sentiment and the lines are still there. So they just flow. And I think that once you practice, it's like shooting, you know, you shoot 1,000 shots. So during the game, when craziness is happening, you're just in the flow state.
Yeah.
You don't have to really think too much. It's just muscle memory. And so the words to all the album pretty much at this point, just muscle memory, and it just comes.
Yeah. The song was like laying your stuff down by the water. Does your soul feel lighter? Do you feel like you kind of like laid your worries down by the water?
I feel like kinda. Right now, I feel like they're all right here now.
Yeah.
I brought them all right here. And it's funny because I'm in the song saying we going down by the river.
Yeah.
I'm not there yet. I'm like, meet me by the river, you know? And honestly, to be real, it's a constant thing. You gotta constantly keep going to the river for whatever the river's gonna give you and whatever you're gonna give the river. It's a balance, it's an exchange, and it's a never ending journey through like emotion and loss and pain and grief. And as long as we're here and living, we're always gonna go through stuff. That just is what it is. That's the setup. As much as I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate that part of it rather. But the part that I love is that we can do that together with other people. That's why I say we going down by the river. Come and meet me by the river, you know? Because I'm taking my troubles there, and if you are too, we can meet there and be like, hey, we got troubles, let's do let's barbecue and like talk about our trouble, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm sorry, we supposed to line up. I don't know, like, whatever you should, I don't know what you be on, man. Looking like that's what you was thinking.
No, that was not. I didn't say it about you. It's all random.
I'm hungry.
I was saying hungry.
I am.
You talk about our troubles. I guess you talk about your troubles and get hungry.
Look, man, emotional exertion will make you hungry. You ever like got into like a big argument or like had a really good cry,
right.
And then you be like, damn, I'm hungry. Like, yep,
yeah,
that's what it is. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, look, this is all the stuff that comes with like getting things out. It's an exercise, like a literal exorcism of like your pain and your grief. So when that happens, you release energy. Now you need to fill it up with something else. That's why we be feeling hungry and feeling like emotionally like we need somebody else to be there to help come in and kind of fill that void.
Yeah. And I know this song is like a social song and it's dedicated to like your loved ones that have crossed over. Do you feel like they will be proud and very much happy? I'm sorry. You have to do it. You have to do it.
Ooh, that is a layered question, bro. I'm not going to get emotional. I'm going to say I hope so. Ooh, man, that's a lot because here's the thing. It's dedicated to the ones that I love and have lost, but it's also dedicated to not only those, but people who affected me, right? Like, you know, I mentioned Earl Simmons, I mentioned DMX, I mentioned Kobe, I mentioned his daughter, I mentioned Virgil, I mentioned the people, like some of my best friends, some of the people who they lost, I mentioned them in there. And people who mean a lot to me, people that they lost, I mentioned them. So, there's people that I don't even know who I've never met that I made a song dedicated to. So I can only hope that they're like, that they approve and that they like are looking down and around and saying, good job.
Yeah.
But man, I didn't think about that, and now I'm gonna be like, oh man, what if I mess up on a note, I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, y'all, your memory is still alive.
I'm doing
my best, man, and I think that's the part though, right?
Yeah.
I think they know that I'm doing my best. You know, like I put a thing up on my story said like how I sleep because I know I'm trying my best at life. Like, if you're really, really, truly, you can look in the mirror and say, you know what? I woke up today and I did my absolute best, then you can go to sleep. Some days it's not like that. Some days I'm like, yeah, I kind of slacked today. Yeah, I gotta go harder, or I gotta be more kind to myself. I gotta be more kind to others. I gotta be more, I gotta give a little bit more. So, wow, that's man. See, you always be, don't try to like, you come with the questions, man. That hit my soul, bro. I'm gonna really be thinking about that. Yeah, I'm gonna really be thinking about that when I get home.
No, I think they would be very much proud of this song and actually this performance as well. You guys did an amazing job.
Thank you.
It was very beautiful. I was over there kind of almost did, but it was good.
You gotta hold it down for South Central. South Central Shorty, y'all. No, but seriously though, I that means a lot. You know, I try to make things that are important. That's just what it comes down to as an artist. People ask what kind of art do I just try to make things that mean something. And you know, I'm glad that you were able to connect with it. I know I was, and even if nobody else was, I'm gonna still make songs that mean something to me. So
yeah, I'm sure a lot of people can connect with the song. Like, we've all lost somebody, and we all have worries that we need to go lay down by the riverside.
100%.
We went to church, you know.
Yeah, right. You already know.
Yes.
Yeah. We'll cut it like right before you said that. We'll cut it right there.
Sorry. But okay, yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Good job. And
oh shoot. All right.
We going down by the river, ay. We going down by the river, ay. We going down by the riverside, ay. We going down by the riverside, ay.